Hi, this is Drew McDonald with Tango Alpha 3, and I'm going to bring you a minute or so of your life that you're never going to get back. So, this week I'm talking about capture strategies, staffing plans, and Aristotle, and bringing them all together into a framework that hopefully at the end of this makes at least an iota of sense to you. The Aristotelian idea of wisdom was that it resided in the particular. So, it had to be instantiated in a particular instance to be wise. Um, and the same could be said for a good capture strategy, right? It's got to be built around a specific opportunity to be good. And yet staffing plans are notoriously kind of dusted off and repurposed. And so we see a real opportunity here for differentiation against a competitive set. Now I'm going to give a few instances where I see a play. Now the first is actually kind of obvious, and it already happens all the time. And that's when the customer is looking for a dynamic workforce, right? So you have surge requirements, multiple locations that teams need to be stood up on. The language is in the RFP. Staffing is really important. Staffing companies are brought in to support that narrative. In that case, we feel really good about our story. We think we have a great story for service-disabled, veteran-owned small business. But where we see staffing companies less engaged is the idea of engaging them early as an intel provider, right? So they have these human capital networks that have domain expertise with your customer, and it would seem to us that the right ones are going to have network talent that are going to be able to bring G2 up into the pursuit. And then lastly, customers are often concerned about workforce turbulence, right? Because a lot of workforce turnover that represents risk for them. And so at Takeoff with Three, we actually have a morale gauge that our employees complete on a weekly basis that's integrated like with their time card, right? So it's a sentiment analysis that allows us to see how satisfied they are and take proactive measures if they're having a problem, right? Because we have people spread across all over the country. And so in a response, when you want to talk about best practices for retaining people, we feel like we have a great answer there. The software we can make available to an entire team as well. If any of these ideas, if you find them compelling and want to talk about it, I'd love to chat. And if you don't, well, I forewarned you.